Have I ever told you that I really love technology? I'm talking light bulbs and air conditioners, even vacuums, telephones, and speaking of telephones, isn't that funny? Hello? Oh, hey. I'm just shooting a video. Oh, that's okay. All right, talk to you later. Love you. Bye. This is my wife. And I know what you're thinking. Does Jeff really have a tablet for a cell phone? I believe the correct term is a phablet, which is a phone tablet, or maybe that's an old school term. We are going to be looking at the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra. This is what we're looking at today. This is Jeff with Jeff Reviews for You. My channel is dedicated to reviewing mostly as seen on TV items. I look at some consumer gadgets, other household items. Once in a while, I do a little bit of a DIY just because I like to. If that interests you, I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel and click the bell below so you're notified every time I release a video just like this one. Oh, one more thing. Don't forget to check down the description for my social medias, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. I would love it if you would follow me there too. Now, let's take a closer look at Samsung's 2020 flagship model, their Note 20. This is the Ultra version. Here is our Note 20 box. All right. Let's see what it looks like. This is our first look at the Note 20 Ultra. I opted for Mystic Black. In the Note 20, not the Ultra, they had a green that I really liked, but I was really sad they didn't have it in the Ultra, so I opted for the black. You can see there is like a screen protector on there already, and there's your fingerprint reader. Check out the profile of this camera. It sticks out. I mean, it has to be 1/8 of an inch. That's a lot. I did buy a case to go with this, so we will see how that fits on here, but I'm real excited to check it out. So what else is in our box? All right, so it's a USB-C on both ends. And this must be it. Oh, you know what? It does not have the 3.5 millimeter jack in here. I thought maybe they were going to include it on the Ultra model. There was some talks about that at the beginning, but I guess they just did not include it. That stinks. All right, so this just has the USB-C charger on either side. This must be some of my things to reset the phone or pop things out. Let's see if I can open it up. Well, maybe it's just a spacer. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this thing up, and I'm going to give you my first impression of this sweet monster phone. When you first boot it up, it's got the 5G logo. Samsung, this is their flagship. I didn't show you this earlier, but here is their S Pen. It's also in Mystic Black. Pretty cool. Let's go. I'm going to set this up and port it into my account, and then I'll test it out. We'll try the camera, see how we like it. For the next minute or so, we're going to talk specs, so if you don't want to hear this, just fast forward about a minute. So it came in 3 colors, Mystic Bronze, Mystic White, and Mystic Black. Of course, I got the Mystic Black, and because this is the Note 20 Ultra, I have a 6.9-inch Edge Quad HD Dynamic AMOLED screen. It has the 120 Hertz refresh rate. Of course, it has the S Pen, which is part of this flagship. Both the Note 20 and the 20 Ultra have a 10 megapixel selfie camera. We're going to talk about the rear cameras in just a little bit. I just wanted to give you a little of the basics here as we go through. Since this is the Ultra version, the battery is a 4,500 milliamp battery. And just to give you a point of reference, I was able to watch a video or watch videos for 7 hours straight. I just sat there and let it play in over 7 hours. By the time I ended, it still had 10% of the battery left. So I said, hey, that's pretty impressive. Can't forget to mention the Snapdragon 865 Plus and 12 gigabytes of RAM. Pretty sweet phone overall. All right, so I wanted to show you something interesting. So I have the Galaxy S20 5G sitting right here, and I have the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra 5G sitting right here. Now, I'm not comparing the size of the two because this is not in the same class. This is not the Ultra. This is just a regular. What I am comparing is the antenna. Look at this. So if I zoom in, now they're both 5G phones, but look what happens before I go dim here. You can see on the left, you have the Note in 5G, but on the right, you have the Galaxy S20 is still an LTE. Now, I have seen this in 5G from time to time, but right next to each other, the antenna on the Note Ultra is much better. And I've actually run a speed test, and it's about twice the speed of the data on, or the internet on the Ultra Note 20 versus the S20 5G. Pretty interesting. All right, so we are all set up. Everything's loaded. It's now active on the phone network. I will say I did put a case on this. I think it's important to put cases on these kind of phones. They're too expensive. Even if you have the warranty or the insurance, it's just important. Now this one has a front screen and a back screen. This is not the case that I'll be using. I just got one real quick because I wanted to test out the phone. This one doesn't have one of those little goo patches that you put there for your thumbprint reader, and I'd actually like to use that, so I've ordered one that has that, and I'll be putting that on in a week or so when it comes in. I will say, these cameras are awesome. Look at the size of those things. I don't know if you can see with all the light and glare, but they're gigantic. And this case actually makes the profile a lot less. But listen to this. When I was using it, I started shaking the camera a little bit, or shaking the phone a little bit. Listen to what you can hear. Did you hear that rattle? That's actually the camera rattling in there, at least one of them. That's pretty interesting. I am going to test out the picture quality on here. I'm also going to check out the video quality, and I'll be linking that in this video. So I'll make sure you know the difference of the camera between my actual camera and shooting from the Note 20 Ultra. All right, so we're shooting both audio and video from the Note 20 Ultra. I will say it's a pretty sweet camera. Now, it's a little windy out here, so I'm not sure what kind of feedback we're going to get there. But the rear cameras, there's a rear ultra-wide camera that has 120 megapixel with the 120 degree FOV. That's pretty sweet. There's a rear telephoto camera, also has 12 megapixels, and then the rear main camera is 108. So let's see what we can do with this as we're paying attention to this bird's nest. Let's zoom it back in a little. Oh, that was pretty cool. Bring it back to where we were. Now let's try what happens when we zoom in. Whoa, look at the detail on that. That is a pretty sweet camera. Here we have some still photos. I'm going to start out at 0.5 and then bring it to 1.0 and then finally zoom it in. Check out the quality and detail of this camera. I really do appreciate that you stayed around for my entire review of the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra, or at least my first look. You know what? I have another tech review I want you to check out. What? Now, the tech is not near as high as that of the phone, but it's still pretty sweet. These are emergency LED bulbs. You put them right into your ceiling light, into your lamp, and they work just when you flick on the switch and turn them off, and they charge the battery, and then when the power goes out, they still work. I'm going to link that review video right up here, and I would love it if you would check it out. By the power of the internet, when you click this link, I'm going to join you at that review. Go ahead, click it. It's safe. I promise.